James suffered a horrifying situation near Walton Lane Police Station where John and Robert subjected him to a sustained and vicious attack. Can you imagine two innocent-looking young boys who could barely take care of themselves would brutally kill a toddler?
It means the controversy over how two child murderers got off so lightly is exploding all over again.
A case that challenges our understanding of childhood and crime, this is the chilling story of 2-year-old James Bulger. A terrible event unfolded in Merseyside that shook an entire nation to its core. On February 12, 1993, James's mother Denise and James went to New Strand Shopping Center in Bootle to shop. James's mother noticed that he was not there when she was buying chops from a butcher shop. She instantly went to the reception and told James's name to be announced on the speaker.
It was only a few seconds before Denise noticed, but it was too late. James was gone.
She thought anyone in the mall would find him and lead him to the reception, but it didn't happen.
We never.
Not Robert. You did it.
I never.
Well, why would Robert say that about you?
He's a liar. Right, come on, look. I never took money.
James was only 2 years old, and his disappearance sparked a massive search effort. As time passed with no sign of James, fear gripped everyone's hearts. Then, something shocking happened.
Instead of going to school, Venables and Thompson came here to the Strand Shopping Centre actually looking for a child to kill. At around midday, they tried to lure another toddler outside into the traffic, but that failed. Then they spotted James Bulger. As his mum stood at the butcher shop counter, they enticed little Jamie at just the right moment.
A security camera footage showed James holding hands with two older boys, John Venables and Robert Thompson, as they led him away from the New Strand Shopping Center. But how did James end up with John and Robert? As Denise momentarily let go of James's hand to attend to her shopping, John and Robert seized the opportunity to approach the unsuspecting toddler. The security cameras recorded the scary moment when they took James away from the shopping mall.
Robert, you've seen the pictures on TV.
Starting a series of events that would result in tragedy. The boys' intentions became more evil as they wandered around Liverpool without a clear purpose. Their idea to push a child into traffic didn't work out, so they kept on kicking James, causing him unimaginable suffering. Was there anyone who could have saved little James when those two boys were hurting him? Witnesses later recounted seeing James in distress, crying as his captors dragged him along, yet few interfered to help him. The boys went to the Leeds and Liverpool Canal, where they heartlessly dropped James on his head.
Come on, baby. Come on, let's look at the water. Come on, let's push him in.
Injuring him. They didn't care about his pain at all, even joking about pushing him into the canal. Despite encountering numerous opportunities for intervention, bystanders remained passive, allowing the violence to escalate unchecked. What happened next? James suffered a horrifying situation near Walton Lane Police Station, where John and Robert subjected him to a sustained and vicious attack. They pummeled him with bricks and stones, inserted batteries into his mouth, and inflicted multiple skull fractures with a heavy railway fish plate. Their wicked actions reached a worse point when they tried to hide what they did by putting James's body on railway tracks. But why would they do that?
Because someone took him and killed him. Something, and it's true.
And what if you were telling lies?
Both of them hoped that people would think James had died by accident and they would not be held accountable for their heinous crimes. They left the scene before a train arrived and tragically cut the toddler in half. The day after James Bulger went missing, police searched the canal where he was last seen. Did they find any clues? Unfortunately, they didn't. Police also looked elsewhere, but found nothing. James's parents were suspected at first, but when police saw the mall's CCTV footage, they were shocked. When the footage was shown on TV, the whole country started looking for James. However, James's dad, Ralph, felt a bit relieved that the abductors were just kids who wouldn't harm his son. But tragically, 2 days later, James's body was found on the railway track, not far from the police station.
Police on Merseyside say that 2-year-old James Bulger, who disappeared from a shopping precinct at the weekend, was horribly murdered and then dumped on a railway line. They say that someone must know the identity of the 2 boys who took James from the precinct.
Who found James's body? 4 unknown children discovered James's mutilated body on the railway track.
And as you come out walking, you could just see it there as you looked on the floor, just right there, by the little path.
Because I said, it's a baby. Because no one clicked on, because that baby went missing. And then we all ran towards the bridge, got down and went to Walton Lane.
This ended the search, but left everyone heartbroken and devastated. How could something so terrible happen? These boys, John and Robert, were just children, barely teenagers. It was a moment that changed everything and left everyone asking the same question. Why? The whole country was in shock. People struggled to understand how 2 young boys could commit such a terrible crime. What could drive them to do something so unthinkable? Nobody knew why. What about James's family? Their lives were shattered, and they were left to grapple with unimaginable grief and loss. As the investigation unfolded, it became clear that there were no easy answers. After James's tragic murder, the police were shocked to discover that the suspects were just children themselves. Known as Child A and Child B during the trial, their ages were hard to determine from the blurry CCTV images. Forensic tests later revealed that both boys had traces of blue paint, matching what was found on James's body. They also found some blood on one of the boys' shoes that matched James's DNA. What about the trial? The trial of John Venables and Robert Thompson was challenging for everyone.
What we did with the batteries?
Why are you crying then?
You're blaming on me? That I had them? I don't know about the batteries. I don't know.
When the court heard about James's last moments, it made the whole country face the terrible truth of what happened to him. It showed that even young kids can do such horrible things, reminding us about human nature's scary side. Despite their young age, the court determined that they understood the seriousness of their actions and were capable of criminal intent. On February 24th, 1993, both boys were found guilty of James's murder and sentenced to be detained for a minimum of 8 years. They became the youngest convicted murderers in modern British history. The judge lifted reporting restrictions, allowing their identities to be revealed due to the public interest in the case. However, after serving their time, the boys were released with new identities and strict conditions to ensure public safety. So, where are these boys now? Robert seems to be living a quiet life now, but John has been in trouble multiple times. He was put in prison in 2010 for looking at terrible pictures of child abuse. Even though James's father Ralph said he shouldn't be let out, John was released in 2013, but he got in trouble again in 2017 for the same thing. He was put back in prison for 3 years and 4 months. Now he's up for parole again, and James's family says he should stay in prison forever for what he did. As we reflect on the tragic story of James Bulger, we we are reminded of the fragility of life and the need to cherish every moment we have with those we love. If you found this video interesting, please show your support by liking and subscribing to our channel for more content.